I'm going to talk about the highest experience of non-duality. So most people understand duality as hot, cold, good, bad, love, fear. Notice I didn't say hate. And then some people understand non-duality as we're really not separate. If our senses could actually see the energy between our physical bodies and the objects around us, we'd see that we're not separate. It's just that our senses don't allow us to see what's actually here. But now there's another level of non-duality. If you're new here, my name's Dr. Kat Lewis, and I use the Vedic science of consciousness and the principles of lifestyle medicine in order to help spiritually minded people achieve higher states of mental, emotional, and physical health, knowing that the health of the physical body and the health of the nervous system are essential for achieving higher states of consciousness. And what that means is of experiencing more of who you really are, not as this physical human body, but as a body of consciousness in this reality, and experiencing more of what this reality is. The highest level of non-duality is when you understand that the outer world that you experience is outside the body, and the inner world that you think you experience inside the body, are non-separate. You are the entire dream that you're in right now. This physical reality experience you're having is a dream. The outer world is actually inside you as well as the physical body. So just like when you have a dream at night, you think you're the dream self. You think you're the dream body, but you're really the entire container. All the forms, you as a physical body in the dream, that's all occurring inside your consciousness, inside your field of awareness as you sleep. When we don't understand who we are, we experience just a very limited part of physical reality. That's why understanding this concept of what non-duality actually really means is really important for you to experience more of yourself and to understand what reality is. Now, I was first introduced to these teachings in about 2014. I was hooked. I studied Vedic science every single day for years. All my mind, it's the only thing that occupied my mind for the past 10 years. And in 2018, I had an experience, a Kundalini rising experience, where my whole body blew up into light. But before that actually happened, what happened was I started to feel weightless. I felt like my body felt at one with the space. It did not feel any different than this empty space. So I felt weightless. My head, everything. I held up my arms in front of me and I looked at them, but I could see them, but they felt no different than the empty space. And I could see that everything in the room that I was in, everything in the physical world that I was experiencing in that moment was just light suspended in space. I could see it was all happening inside of me, like a dream exists inside of our minds when we sleep. This time I was awake in the dream and I could see that it was all me. It was all occurring inside of me. So the highest experience of non-duality is when you start to realize that the inner self is no different than the outer self. We have to stop identifying as a physical body and start identifying as a body of consciousness, which essentially means a spirit without a physical form. What I did to help myself experience that is that feeling went away. I just had it that night. But after that, I could feel energy. But what I would do is I'd walk around the world and I'd say, this is all happening inside of me. And I would try to sense that part of me that's holding it, that's holding the dream. So what I was doing was expanding the feeling of myself and noticing that I am the awareness and everything is inside of my awareness, right? So if I'm an open body of awareness and all the physical forms are appearing inside of me, that means they're non-separate from me. The outer world is me. And what I noticed as I started doing that is I could start to feel the energy of the space more. It became more alive as I was shifting my perspective to understand that I'm not the physical body, I'm the container holding the dream of life. So as I was changing my perspective, the physical world responded differently. And over time, I could notice the difference more between how I was in my normal waking state, thinking I'm just a human walking around the world, or I shifted into that perspective of understanding that everything is happening inside of me. Things became more alive for me. I could start to see the flickers of reality. Because really what's happening is it's like it really is a digital world. Frames of reality are lighting up. And that's what we experience as the world that we see in front of us. Type in non-duality in the comments. Type it in non-duality so you remember. The action of typing it in there will help you to remember that what's outside of you is not separate from you. It's you. So the ultimate state of non-duality is when you could experience anything in front of you as you. So if a bird flies by, you feel yourself as the bird. If the wind flies by, you feel the wind. You feel the air you can feel like you are the air that the wind is flowing through. I'm not there yet. I don't experience it that way, but I can sense and feel that the space all around me. I can feel it come alive when I'm in this state, and I can see the flickers. So it's a progression, but it's also that we can experience these things randomly. Now, the more and more this integrates into people's minds, that the inner world and the outer world are the same, then we'll stop hurting each other. Because would I lie, cheat, or steal from you if you're me? No. And when you're in that state of being, you can't really harm anybody because you don't want to. You feel whole and complete, and you feel love. And so if we could all just connect to our hearts more and start waking up in this dream of life, realizing that the outer world is us, it's a reflection of the inner world, then we'll stop all this nonsense. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Please like, share so others can benefit. We can wake up the world.